Hey, Shalom. First, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect, the house of David. Let's get into this. This is going to be on atoning, a lesson for the atonement. That's approaching, atoning, you know. And I'm going to get this. I'm going to start with the actual thing. This is Leviticus chapter 23, starting at verse 27. Listen. Also, I start from verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your power. Now, I'm gonna say we're in our captivity, and if you have to work today, you gotta go to work, but refrain from eating and drinking. Refrain from eating and drinking. You know. You know. Cut that off. That's the main point. Is because fasting is again you're starving out the flesh, because it says afflict yourself, right? The flesh to cut off eating, eating or drinking. That's all restraining the flesh. You're restraining the flesh and what? Focusing more on the spirit. You're focusing more on the spirit. Weaken the flesh to strengthen the spirit. Because atoning helps. Fasting helps. Fasting helps. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get an example of fat. When Yahweh said so. This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. Listen. I'm gonna probably start from I'm gonna start from verse 15. Listen. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For often he falleth into the fire, and often into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahweh answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahweh rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cursed, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples unto Yahushua apart, and said, Why could we not cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, Because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible for you. Verse 21. Howbeit, listen, he was like saying, but he was saying, but this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So, it's just that this old English, but he's saying this only goes out not but by prayer and fasting. So prayer and fasting, withstanding yourself, and prayer to strengthen your spirit. This helps get rid of, evil spirits, evil spirits basically, yeah. You know, you know, you're strengthening your spirit overall, and like when you're fasting while praying, this is like a super. I'm gonna just say this. This is not scripture or anything, but it's like a supercharge on prayer. It's a supercharge on prayer. Because you're afflicting yourselves, you're removing, you said you was going to sacrifice. You're making a sacrifice. Listen to this. I'm going to get this. This is Ezra, chapter 8, verse 21. Listen. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahava, that we might afflict ourselves before our power. Why? To seek of him a right way for us and for our little ones and for all our substance. You see, they're afflicting. They proclaim that set fast, afflict themselves to seek a right way from the Lord. So what they were praying, for prayer and fasting go hand in hand. Prayer and fasting go hand in hand. Like when you really want to be heard, fasting's like a supercharge. It doesn't say that, but the Bible gives you nothing but examples that that what's the word I'm looking for? That backs up my point. I'm gonna get another example. This is Esther, chapter 4, verse 16. Listen, verse 15. Then Esther bade them return to Mordecai this answer: Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and I will go in unto the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. But look, why do they all fast and all pray? Why do they fast? Because when they were fasting, they also had to pray. They afflicted themselves. She said fast. She said eat nor drink 3 days, nights or days. I also, me and my maidens likewise, So yeah, because fasting again is like a supercharge. I think I probably got one more. If I can find it. I got it. Listen, this is Joel chapter 2, verse 12. Listen. Therefore also now said the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. You hear that? you know, because it shows you're afflicting yourself to show what you're sorry, but also for the Lord can all, you know, to find your prayers more acceptable, for lack of better words, you know. Verse 13, and rend your heart and not your garment. He said, rend your heart with your mind. You know, break your mind. Because when people back in the old days, when people felt sorrowful and afflicted, they'll rip their garment. But no, the Lord said, nah, don't rip your garment, rip your mind. Open up your mind. Open up your mind. And not your garment, and turn unto the Lord, Yahweh your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenting him of the evil. You know? So hey. So during this fast, pray for being cleansed, pray for your brethren, pray for all the sisters, pray for yourself, pray for things you want to ask the Lord to help you with, you know? Pray for those things, you know? Afflict yourselves, pray for mercy and all that, you know? So with that, I hope you was edified. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect, the house of David. Until next time, Yahweh willing, Shalom.